Morning, students. Hope everybody is fine. So, you have done, I hope you have done well in the exam, periodic assessment 2. Okay, now today we are going to start with the discussion of assignment, periodic assessment 2 question and answers, so that you can know what were the answers of the questions given in periodic assessment 2. The first question which was asked in periodic assessment 2 was Bakat Khan was the soldier from. So Bakat Khan was the soldier from Bareilly will be the answer, correct answer. Bareilly. Second, Dash continued to fight a guerrilla war against the British. The correct option will be Tantia Tope. The second option will be correct, Tantia Tope. The third question, who was given the title of Viceroy? In this, again, the second option will be correct, Governor General. So, Governor General was given the title of Viceroy. Then, next, fourth question, subsidiary alliance was imposed on Awadh in. So, subsidiary alliance was imposed on Awadh in. The options of different dates have been given in this. 1801 will be the correct answer. Next, which of the following is the decision taken by the British to reform the Indian society? So, uh, in this ninth question, fifth question, which of the following is the decision taken by the British to reform the Indian society? All all of the above. That is the last option will be correct. Question number 6 now. Dash was adopted son of Peshwa Baji Rao second. So different names are given in this. Uh, Nana Sahib will be the correct answer. That is the second option again will be the correct answer. Nana Sahib was the adopted son of Peshwa Bajirao second. Then question number 7th. After 1830, company allowed Dash to function freely in its domain and own land and property. Correct option will be Christian missionaries. Next, question number 8. As the revolt got over, Bahadur Shah Zafar was sent to jail in. So, Bahadur Shah Zafar was sent to Rangoon jail. The correct answer will be second option, Rangoon. Rangoon jail. Then next, Dash was the wife of Bahadur Shah Zafar. In this question number 9th, Zenat Mahal. Again, B option will be correct. That is Zenat Mahal. Then question number 10th, Kunwar Singh was the old zamindar from Bihar will be the correct answer. The first option, Bihar will be the correct answer. Then next, who gave the order to fire in Jallianwala Bagh in innocent people? That is General Dyer. Then 12th, refer to injury caused by adult male to the female. That is domestic violence. 13th question, what is the term used to money give to make amends for the injury or any loss? That is compensation. Most of you have done wrong this. The answer will be compensation. Then 14th question. Judiciary in India revolves the dispute between. All the above will be the correct answer. For 14th, last option, that is all the above. That is state and state, state and citizen, citizen and citizen. So judiciary revolves all these disputes. Then question number 15, who is the final interpreter of the constitution? That will be judiciary. First option is correct. And then question number 16. When was High Court under British rule first established? For question number 16, 1862 will be the correct answer. Then question number 17. The removal of persons from land or homes that they are currently living in is called eviction. Question number 17. Eviction will be the correct answer. Then 18th, Dash had introduced PILs in 1980s. That answer will be Supreme Court. Then 19th question. Every Indian citizen has right to dash through the courts. So right to justice. Right to justice will be the correct answer. Then criminal law include theft, harassing a woman, murder. All of these will be the correct answer. So criminal law include theft also, harassing a woman also, murder also. So the correct option will be all of these for question number 20th. Question number 21. Bhakra Nangal is an important station in Bhakra Nangal is an important station in India. So the answer will be for 22nd Hydel Power Station. Bhakra Nangal is Hydel Power Station. Then 23rd, petroleum is referred to as black gold because it is valuable. The third option will be correct. It is valuable. Then 24th, dash energy is the heat energy obtained from the inside of the earth. Geothermal energy. Geothermal, that is the third option will be correct. Geothermal energy is the heat energy obtained from inside of the earth. Then question number 25th, which of these is a conventional source? For this, all of these, that means coal also, petroleum and natural gas, all the above three are the conventional sources, and that is why the fourth option, all of these will be correct for 25th question number. Then question number 26, which one of the following is not the characteristic of minerals? For 26th, inexhaustible. They are inexhaustible will be the correct option, third option. Then 27th, which one of the following practices will not conserve LPG in your kitchen? In this D option, cooking food in an open pan kept on low flame will be the correct option. Then question number 28, which one of the following is a leading producer of copper in the world? That is Chile. C option will be correct. That is third option. And question number 29th, the first tidal energy station was built in France. France will be the correct option. And last question, which is the rarest diamond on the earth? Rarest diamond on the earth will be green diamond. Green diamond will be the correct option. I think it is clear. All the answers for periodic assessment 2. So now today I'm going to start with lesson number 4 of geography, that is agriculture. So take out your books, geography books, and open the lesson number 4, that is agriculture. Now, the word agriculture here refers to the farming activities, how the farming take place in production of grains take place. Now, here it is given that Gurpreet, Madho, and Tina were walking through the village where they saw a farmer tilling land. Means farmer was tilling land. Land means farmer was preparing the land for growing the crops, that is called as tilling land. The farmer told them that he was growing wheat and he had just added manure to the soil to make it more fertile. So, what is added to the soil to make it more fertile? Manure is added to the soil to make it more fertile. So, farmer is telling them, farmer is informing Gurpreet, Madhu, and Tina that he has just added manure to make the soil fertile for growing wheat in his field. So he told the children that the wheat would fetch a good price in the mandi, from where it would be taken to factories to make bread and biscuits from flour. Now he is explaining to the children that this wheat, what he is growing on the field, this wheat will give him good price when he will sell this wheat. He will get good price in mandi, from where it would be taken to. From mandi he is going to sell this wheat, and he will get good price, good amount of money. And from mandi, from the market, big market, it will be taken to factories for making bread and biscuit from these flour, wheat flour. That is, flour means गेहूं का आटा. Then, this transformation from a plant to the finished product involves three types of economic activities. Now, this, from preparing from the plant, means from growing of the plant to the finished product. Which is the finished product? The bread and the biscuit, or to make chapati is the finished product. So, all these involves the three types of economic practices, three types of economic activities. That is, the changes, transformation means the changes from the plant to the finished product involves three types of economic activities. And these three types of economic activities are primary, secondary, and tertiary activities. They can be divided into primary activity, secondary activity, and tertiary activity. And this you have already understood in the previous classes also, but again in this lesson you will understand it more clearly, more properly, what do you mean by primary, secondary, and tertiary activities. So the changes made from the plant to the finished product we get in our hand, this involves three types of economic activities known as primary, secondary, and tertiary activity. Now, primary activity include all those connected with extraction and production of natural resources. So, what does this primary activity include? This primary activity include all those activities which are connected with the extraction. Extraction means taking out and production of the natural resources. Now, here the extraction and production of natural resources is made of wheat, means the natural product is the wheat which has been extracted, which has been produced in the field. So that is why it is called as primary activity. That is the production, from the where the production is starting, it is the primary activity. Now, agriculture, fishing, and gathering are good examples. Now, which are the good examples of primary activities? Examples of primary activities are agriculture, means to grow the crops, fishing, to catch a fish, gathering, to gather the fruits and vegetables. They are called as, they are examples of primary activity. Then secondary activity. This was all about primary activity. Now secondary activity are concerned with the processing of all these resources. That is, manufacturing of steel, baking of bread, and weaving of cloth are example of this activity. Now in secondary activity, this involves the processing, to make further use, to process the natural resources which you have taken from the production, from the primary activity. That primary natural resources are again processed. Those resources are processed, made into another but different thing. That is through manufacturing, or through baking, or through weaving. These will consider under the secondary activity. That is, primary activity will include only the production, that is getting of the natural resources. Secondary activity is the changes made in those natural resources, changes made through manufacturing, baking, and some other process. That is called as secondary activity. And example is making baking of bread, weaving of cloth, or making of the steel or any other item. Then the third activity, that is tertiary activity, and this tertiary activity provides support to the primary and secondary sector through services. Now this tertiary activity this is a support sorry, this is a type of support to the primary and secondary of the above two activities. How did it support the primary and secondary activity? Whatever things produced here, that is, the first the production is made in the primary, then it is changed through manufacturing and constructing by different methods through secondary activity, and then it is supported by the tertiary activity, that is this tertiary activity supports the primary and secondary activity. Now how does this tertiary activity is a supportive to primary and secondary activity? Through transport, trade, banking, insurance, advertising are the example of tertiary activities. Now these finished products which are finished, the things which are produced from the primary activity, they are processed, they are changed in different outlook through the secondary activity by manufacturing and all processes, and they are taken further to the other market for gaining more money through transportation, trade, banking, insurance, and advertising. So, this tertiary activities provide transportation, trading, banking, insurance, and the advertisement for the primary and secondary activities. So, I think this primary, secondary, and tertiary activity clear. Now, coming to the word origin, the word agriculture is derived from the Latin word agar or agri, which means soil. So, this word agriculture is derived from the Latin word, which is taken out from the Latin language, that is agri, which means soil, and culture means cultivation or tilling of the soil, that is cultivation of the uh, crop, that is called as agriculture. Now, agriculture is the primary activity. It includes growing of crops, vegetables, flowers, and rearing of livestock. Now, what is agriculture? Agriculture is a primary activity, means first and foremost thing is for the production of the crops. It is done in the agriculture, that is the primary activity, and this includes the growing of crops. This agriculture activity includes growing of crops, fruits, vegetables, flowers, and rearing of livestock. Rearing of livestock means taking care of the animals, rearing of the animals, and these all things are included in the primary activity as it is included in the agriculture. In the world, 50% of the persons are engaged in agricultural activity. So most of the population in India also depends on the agriculture activity. Two-thirds of India's population is still dependent on agriculture. So how much population of India is dependent on agriculture? Two-thirds of India's population. Now, favorable topography means favorable land type of soil top- and climate are vital for agricultural activity. That means favorable, proper land and soil, proper climate are very important for the agricultural activity. So, what are very important? Vital means very important for agricultural activity. The favorable topography of soil, that means what type of soil is present on that particular land area, and what type of climate is there of that particular area. All these depends upon the agricultural, means what type of agricultural activity should take place for that particular area. The land on which the crops are grown is known as arable land. So what is arable land? What is arable land? Arable land is a land on which crops are grown. In the map, you can see the agricultural activities concentrated in those regions of the world where suitable factors for the growing of crops exist. So, in this map, you can find out that only those areas where suitable soil, suitable climate is there, on that part only, on that part of the world only, the agriculture, all the crop production is done. Now here in this map it is shown world distribution of arable land. And what is arable? I had already asked you to underline. Arable land is the land on which crops are grown. So the crops are grown in these land areas where the soil is very much fertile and the climate is suitable for growing the crops. Now coming to, do you know agriculture? Agriculture is the science and art of cultivation on the soil, raising crops and rearing livestock. It is called as farming. So agriculture is also called as farming. That is, it is a science and also an art of cultivation. Agriculture is science as well as an art of cultivation on soil, then raising of crops, that is crops are being produced on that particular soil, and rearing livestock, or it is also the rearing or taking care of the animals, keeping as domestic animals and all, taking care of animals. So all this concerned with the agricultural activity, and it is also called as farming. Now, second, sericulture. Sericulture means commercial rearing of silkworms. Commercial rearing of silkworm, as for silk, as for sericulture. So, commercial rearing of silkworm is called as sericulture. That means uh, silkworm are reared, are kept for the commercial use. For the commercial means for selling of the silk, to produce silk and for selling in the market for profit aim to make the profit making. That is why it is called as commercial rearing of silkworm. It is called as sericulture. It may supplement the income of the farmer. It may supplement the income of the farmer means it may increase or enhance the income, the money of the farmer by rearing the silkworm. Means farmer can get more money by the rearing of silkworm, as it can sell the silk in the market and get more money from that. Then pisciculture means breeding of the fish in specially constructed tanks and ponds. So what is pisciculture? Pisciculture is breeding of the fish in specially constructed tanks and ponds. So to keep the fish for supply or the profit motive, it is called as pisciculture. Viticulture is the cultivation of grapes, and horticulture is the growing vegetables, flowers, and fruits for commercial use. Again, for commercial use means for profit making, for money making. The growing of vegetables, flowers, and fruits are done for making money to earn more profit. That is horticulture. So, this you have to learn the terms agriculture, sericulture, pisciculture, viticulture, and horticulture. What does they mean? Agri Agriculture means science of cultivation of soil and raising of crops and livestock. Sericulture means commercial rearing of silkworms. Pisciculture means breeding of fish for profit making. Viticulture also cultivation of grapes. Horticulture also growing of vegetables, flowers, fruits, and commercial use. Now the farm system. Agriculture or farming can be looked at as a system. So agriculture or farming is called, can also be called as a farm system, because farming is take place, a particular farm is used to cultivate the crops. The important inputs are, now what all things are put into that farm. Inputs means to put into. So whatever things to put inside for the production of the crops is seeds, fertilizers, machinery, and labor. So these things are needed for farming or agriculture. That means you need to have seeds, fertilizer, machinery, and labor also is very much needed for farming or agricultural activity. Some of the operations involved are, now some of the operations means some of the activities involved in this farming or agricultural process is plowing, sowing, irrigation, weeding, and harvesting. So, these are the few activities which are involved in the agricultural process in the farming activity. Which are these activities? Uh, Plowing. Plowing means to plow the field, to make the field fit for growing crops. Then to sow the seeds, to put the seeds inside to on that particular field which is prepared for growing crops. Then irrigation, proper water, uh, giving the water to these fields is also necessary. Then weeding. Weeding means taking out unnecessary or we can say bad which are unwanted uh, plants which are grown with the crops. So unwanted plants which are automatically which naturally grow with the seeds with the crops grown on that field, they are taken out, they are plucked out, so that proper crops are only grown on that particular field. So that is called weeding. And harvesting means after the field after the crops are produced, the crops are uh, plucked out, that is harvesting takes place. So all these activities take place in the farming process. The output from the system includes, now what is the output? After much labor, we are doing all these activities for farming, for cultivating the field. What do we get from this labor? We get the crops. If we are growing the crops, we will get the crops from that field. If we are rearing the livestock, that is sheep, then we'll get wool, dairy, and poultry products. If we are keeping the hens and ducks, then we will get the poultry products, that is eggs and meat. So all these are the outputs which we get from the farming activities, which include producing of the crops also, cultivation of the field also, and rearing of the livestock also. So I think this is understood what is farm system. First, the input is done on that particular field. That is, seeds are put, fertilizers are put, many machineries are used in that particular field, and the labor is also used. That is, the human labor is also used on that farm, so that we can get proper output from that field. And then, what type of activities are done on that particular field? That plowing, sowing, irrigation, weeding, and harvesting. This already I made clear each and every word. And after that, what output we get from all these activities? We get crops, the final product from that field, the crops, wool, dairy, and poultry product. Now, the farm system of an arable farm. That is, the input is the machinery is used, seeds are used, chemical fertilizers are used to grow more crops, then plowing, sowing, and spraying of the fertilizers and all are done, spraying of the pesticides and also that no uh, pesticides are there which eats the crops and all. And then final product is the crops you get, that is the output you get. First input is that machinery, seeds, and chemicals you put to get the output final, that is crops you get. And the process you use is plowing, sowing, and spraying. Then here physical and human farm inputs, that is physical inputs is sunshine you get, temperature, soil, slope, rainfall, all these are very much important for the growing of the crop. And even human input is there, that is storage, labor, machinery, chemicals, all these is the human input which a human being put to create produce a crop on that particular farm. Now types of farming. Farming is practiced in various ways across the world. Across the world means whole world. Farming is practiced in various ways depending upon the geographical conditions, demand of produce, labor, and level of technology. Farming can be classified into two types. Now again, farming can be classified into two main types, that is subsistence farming and commercial farming. Now, this subsistence farming and commercial farming, these two types of farming is categorized on the basis of geographical condition, whatever conditions are there on that particular area, and what is the demand of that produce, whatever we are producing in that particular field, what is the demand, how much it is in demand, and what type of labor is there, and the level of technology which is used on that particular production. So all this are the things uh, on which these activities, that is subsistence farming and commercial farming, depends upon. Now separately we are going to understand what do you mean by subsistence farming and what do you mean by uh, commercial farming. Subsistence farming. This farming is practiced to meet the needs of the farmer's family. So, this subsistence farming is the farming which is used or which is done only to meet the needs of the farmer's family. So, whatever it is produced through the subsistence farming on that particular field, it is all used by the farmer's family only. The farmer which is producing, which is cultivating that field, all of that crop is used by the farmer's family. It is not used for any profit making or to gain any type of money. So this subsistence farming, first and foremost important thing is it is uh, done to meet the need of the farmer's family, means to satisfy the farmer's need of the farmer's family only. Traditionally low level of technology. Now in this type of subsistence farming, low level of technology is there, and household labor are used to produce on the small output. That means only the small farm is there. Low level of technology means traditional tools are only used, and only the farmer's family is uh, tilling the land, is involved in the cultivation of the crop, in the cultivation of that particular field. So that is why it is called as subsistence farming, and whatever crops produced on that farm, it is only to meet the needs, to satisfy the farmers needs of the farmer's family. The subsistence farming can be further classified as intensive subsistence and primitive subsistence. Now, subsistence farming is again classified into two types, that is, intensive subsistence and primitive subsistence farming. So, first of all, types of farming, it is divided into two, subsistence and commercial. Then, again, subsistence is divided into intensive and primitive. Now, what is intensive, what is primitive? We'll understand it more clearly. Before that, interesting fact you should know that organic farming, in this type of farming, organic manure. Now, what is organic farming? Organic farming is a farming where organic manure and natural pesticides are used instead of chemicals. So, no chemical things are used in the organic farming. Only organic farming is done by using the natural things, natural pesticides, natural fertilizers, plus no genetic modification is done to increase the yield of the crop. To increase the yield means to increase the production of the crop. Yield means production. So nothing much is done. No chemical is needed, no modification, no much changes are being made in this organic farming to increase the production, but just the natural things are used for this organic farming. Now coming back to the two types of subsistence farming, that is intensive and primitive. Intensive subsistence agriculture, in this The farmer cultivates the small plot of land using simple tools and more labor. That means the intensive subsistence agriculture is the agriculture where farmer is tilling a small plot of land, means only a small field is there with the farmer, and on that small field the farmer is using very simple traditional tools, and much labor is required for that. More labor of the farmer, human labor is more required on that particular small plot of land in the intensive subsistence agriculture. Then climate with large number of days with sunshine and fertile soil permits growing of more than one crop annually on the same plot. Means one simple single plot is there, single field is there, and if climate is suitable and sunshine is proper, soil is fertile, then what will happen? Then annually in the whole year, more than one crop can be grown on that particular small plot. So if the climate should be proper, sunshine should be accurate, soil should be fertile. If these three things are proper, then for the whole year, in a whole year, more than one crop can be grown on that small area, small field. Like rice is the main crop on this small field. Main thing is rice is the main crop for intensive subsistence agriculture. Other crops include wheat, maize, pulses, and oilseed. So wheat, maize, pulses, and oilseed are also grown on the same plot, because it is, we have already understood that more than one crop for annually is grown on that particular same plot. Other crops include wheat, maize, pulses, oilseeds. Intensive subsistence agriculture is prevalent in thickly populated areas of the monsoon region of South, Southeast, and East Asian. That means this intensive subsistence agriculture is mostly seen in thickly populated area. That means where population is very more, much high population, many people are residing over there, and that type of population only, this intensive subsistence is there, because everybody is having the small plot only, and that small plot only traditional tools are used, and traditional tools are used. In the traditional tools, more labor, that is family of the farmer is only uh, doing the work, and for the whole year more than one crop, that is multiple cropping is done. Second, we come to primitive subsistence agriculture, that includes shifting cultivation and nomadic herding. Now what is this primitive subsistence agriculture include? Again, primitive subsistence agriculture means shifting cultivation, shifting from one place to another. And the nomadic herding means uh, it is that to rear the animals, uh, taking the animals from one place to another, and to rearing or taking care of the animals. Now, first we come to shifting cultivation. Shifting cultivation is practiced in thickly forested areas of Amazon basin. That is, where is this shifting cultivation practice? It is practiced in thickly forested Amazon basin, tropical Africa, part of South Asia, Southeast Asia, and Northeast India. So all these areas, mostly shifting cultivation is done. These are the areas of heavy rainfall and quick regeneration of vegetation. So why these areas are only used for, mostly used for shifting cultivation? Because they are having heavy rainfall and quick regeneration of vegetation, means quickly one after the other crop is grown on that particular area. A plot of land is cleared by felling the trees. Now, what type of shifting cultivation is there? How does this shifting cultivation take place? What is the process of shifting cultivation is here. The plot of land, a particular plot is there of the land, and in that particular plot of land, it is cleared, means whatever already is there, the plant life or whatever plants or shrubs or scrubs are there, it is all cleared. First, the plot is made cleared by felling the trees and burning them. So, whatever already there in that particular plot, it is all cleared by felling the trees and to burn them. Then the ashes are then mixed with the soil and crops like maize, yam, potatoes, cassava are grown. And then the ashes, when the trees are burnt, on the, when the first we say when the plot is a plot of that land is cleared by felling the trees, means the trees are cut down, and after the trees are cut down they are burnt, and the ashes which remain after burning the trees, those ashes are mixed with the soil to make the soil fertile, and on that particular soil then the particular land piece, the crops like maize, yam, potatoes and cassava are grown. So these are the different types of crops which are grown on that shifting cultivation on that plot. So how this shifting cultivation takes place, after the soil loses its fertility. Now, after growing these crops, the soil loses its fertility. The land is abandoned and the cultivator moves to the new plot. So after the soil loses its fertility, the land is abandoned. Land is abandoned means the land is vacated, means left free, and the cultivator moves to the another new plot, means now leaving that particular plot, now the cultivator, the farmer moves to another plot. Shifting cultivation is known as slash and burn agriculture. So which cultivation is also called as slash and burn agriculture? Shifting cultivation is also called as slash and burn agriculture. Clear? So why it is called as slash and burn agriculture? I had already made it clear that in this paragraph, that first the plot is made clear, the plot of that land is made clear by cutting down the trees, whatever the trees are there, grown over there, they are cut down, they are burnt, and the ashes are used to grow the crops. They are mixed, the ashes are mixed in the soil to grow maize, yam, potatoes, cassava, like these crops are grown in that particular soil. And when the soil, after the growing of crops, when loses the fertility, the land is left like that only by the farmer, that is abandoned means it is left free without growing crop. The farmer then moves to the new plot, and that is why again in that new plot again the farmer adopts the same process, that is again cutting of trees, burning of trees, burning of that cut down trees, and then mixing the ash in the soil, and again growing the crop, and then again when the soil loses the fertility, again moves to another crop. So this is for just because this continuation of this process is going on, it is called as slash and burn agriculture, and also called as shifting cultivation. That is the farmer is shifting from one plot to another plot. I think now it is clear shifting cultivation. Now, do you know shifting cultivation is also known by different names in different parts of the world? Now, this shifting cultivation is known as slash and burn agriculture, but in different parts of the world, it is also known by the different names like zooming. Zooming word is used in northeast India for shifting cultivation. Milpa, the word milpa is used for in Mexico for shifting cultivation. Roca is used, the word roca is used in Brazil for shifting cultivation. And ladang is used in Malaysia for shifting cultivation. So these are the few words which are used for shifting cultivation in different parts of the world. Now nomadic herding. Nomadic herding is practiced in the semi-arid and arid region of Sahara. Now, nomadic herding, what is nomadic herding? It is practiced in semi-arid and the arid region of Sahara. Means mostly it is done in the Sahara area. Then Central Asia and some parts of India like Rajasthan, Jammu and Kashmir. So this nomadic herding areas you can mark is practiced in semi-arid and arid regions of Sahara, Central Asia, and some parts of India also. Which parts of India? Rajasthan and Jammu and Kashmir. Now, in this farming, herdsmen move from place to place with their animals for fodder and water. So, now what is nomadic herding? Nomadic herding is a type of farming. Nomadic herding is a type of farming where the herdsman means the person or the people who are moving with their animal. The group of animal is called as herds only, na? That is why it is called as a herdsman. So the person who is moving with the herds, with the animals for fodder and water, then this type of nomadic herding, it is called as nomadic herding, or this type of farming. So you can underline this. What is nomadic herding? Nomadic herding is a type of farming where herdsmen move from place to place with the animals for fodder. Fodder means for animal food and water along defined routes. Along means definite routes are there on which these farmers, these herdsmen move from one place to another with their animals in search of food and water for their animals. Now, this type of movement arises in response to climatic constraints, means why they move with their herds from one place to another, just because of the climatic constraint only. Sometimes the climate is not suitable for the animals at particular area, so the herdsmen move to other place for the suitable climate for their animals, where they can get enough of food and water for their animals. So sheep, camels, yak, and goats are most commonly reared. So which animals are most commonly reared or taken care by these nomads? They are sheep, camel, yak, and goats. Why they are reared by these nomads? Because they provide milk, meat, wool, hides, and other products to the herders and their families. That is why they rear these. They take care of these animals. The herdsmen take care of sheep, camel, yak, goats, uh, because these animals provide them with milk, meat, wool, hides means skin, and other products to the herders and the families. And why they move from one place to another? In search of food and water. And sometimes climatic constraints also there. Sometimes the climatic condition are not suitable for the animals, and that is why they had to move from one place to another. I think that's clear. Today, that's all for today. I stop here only. And whenever the next class is there in video uploading or live class, I will continue from commercial farming. And before I end up the class, I should make it clear that today is the last date to submit your uh, work submission notebook assessment. Today is the last day, 21st. Already I had given the link in the group for work submission. If you have not uploaded till now, till today evening, you have to upload all the lessons which are coming in which were there in periodic assessment 2. History, civics, geography, whatever lessons were there in periodic assessment 2, all the work which you have done in the notebook, you have to upload it in the PDF form on the Google form link given for work submission in your group. If you are not having uh, or any doubt, you can ask me for that. And till today evening is the last date. Otherwise, I will give you straight away zero for notebook assessment. Am I clear? If any doubt, you can ask me. And in next class, we will continue this lesson from commercial farming. And one more thing, please upload the PDF in the vertical form, not in the horizontal way. As the pages are there, as you are writing in the pages, in the same way, you have to upload in the vertical, not in the horizontal form. That is the landscape form. You will not upload in the landscape form like this, but you have to upload in the same way of the notebook work you are doing, the same way. Clear? And in the PDF, not in the images. Don't take the images of each and every page and upload it for me to see which page you have done and how many pages you have entered. Make the PDF of all the pages. As you know, you have understood how to make the PDF now in half yearly. You have done so. And previously also you have done so. Make the PDF nicely and then upload it on the work submission link given to you. That's all. Thank you.